Hey guys, I was going to do a little talk on composition today. This is Francisco Goya. These are etchings from a series called The Disasters of War. I apologize for the disturbing imagery, but that's war. Composition can be simplified down to just like plots in a movie. You know, there's comedies and there's actions, there's sci-fi, etc., etc. Compositions are the same way too. There's pyramids, there's S curves, there's C curves. You know, there's bullseyes. It's just different types of ways of composing a picture. One of the most commonly used compositions, and probably one of the most beautiful too, is the pyramid. It's a very simple form, and it's powerful. It's very balanced. Even though you don't think you're doing it, you're composing a painting. Even if you're not aware of it, you're subconsciously composing something. So this one's very obvious. You can definitely see how there's a pyramid, and notice how it lines up with his shoulder and then the back of this guy, and of course it touches that little highlight. And then it runs down the other direction, and it lines up with the back of the soldiers with the execution, and this guy's leg, and then the bottom of this pyramid, right there. And as you can see, there's a lot of lines that are listening to the pyramid. So you've got these lines here. They're listening to this shape. Even if you look at the guns, they're pointed at the same angle. If you look at his head with the headband, pointing down at the same angle. His arm, same angle. So you can see it being repeated all the way through. Same angle as this, these two, same angle. So what happens, there's another one. The more I look at it, the more that pops out. And he was conscious about all the angles that, all these little elements are making, and he made sure that they listened to the overall shape of this pyramid. And that would be for the sake of unity and harmony. Alright, I'll just remove all this now. A couple more points here. If you notice how when Goya composed this etching, he has lights and darks silhouetting against each other. So you can see how the soldiers are light and the guy that's being executed is all light. And you get these guys in the background that are dark up against this bright background. He's also considered the silhouette of his subjects. And he's made it as interesting as he possibly can. He has all these little ins and outs. Usually when people draw out of their heads, they tend to simplify things too much. And this just has such beautiful poetry going all the way around. And look at that shape right there. See how interesting he made this shape? And everybody is connected. Everybody's touching in some way. Now that I've isolated the subject matter, you can see these little guys right here. They're not listening to anything in the composition. They're just weird little horizontal lines. I mean, we know this is the muzzles of the rifles aiming towards this guy right here. But these lines aren't following any of the pyramid that we've established already, so there's no lines pointing at this angle. This is what we refer to as a tangent. So it seems like it's an obvious mistake, but really, at least with me, in my opinion, it's producing some kind of tension, because these lines aren't listening to anything else here, which is, I'm sure, his design. That was his idea. Another tangent I can think off the top of my head is you never want any line pointing towards a corner. If you do notice, when he does have horizontal lines, they're not touching the corners at all. Everything stays away from the corners, even like this highlight, these shadows. Nothing is touching that corner. So this was our little quick composition talk. Just keep in mind, step back, look at what your overall picture's doing, and be sure to listen to it. When you add a new element, make sure you're aware of what your composition is. If it's a pyramid, you want to follow the angles. If it's a curve, if you can make it a curve, follow the curves. And definitely make your contours interesting. It'll hold the viewer a little longer. It just makes an overall beautiful piece. Alright, well, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget I love you guys. And yeah, you guys take it easy. Alright, bye YouTube. Mwah! Even though you can't see me, there's a kiss.